Welcome to Strip Cover Lit. I'm Adrian Fort.
And I'm Dalton Gentry.
And we are here with you for our very own tag video. Dalton, what is it?
This is an idea that is probably going to set us aflame.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, you had such a beautiful idea with the Challenge-thon tag, challenge tag, that I decided, how can I one-up you? So I titled this, the Booktube, Booktubers, Booktube Book Tag.
Okay.
And it's going to piss everybody off who, redoes this video because they've got to say that and spell it out.
Say it again.
The Booktube, Booktubers, Booktube Book Tag. Okay. So, the premise of this tag is everybody's doing these tag videos like the tea tag, the beer tag, where, it's this is this object and this book that represents it.
Yes.
So we say to ourselves,
yeah,
let's do it with Booktubers.
Also, in addition to everyone doing tags,
yes,
we blended this with shoutouts.
Yeah, because are we geniuses?
Oh, yeah.
I think we are. We are. Okay.
But beyond that.
So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be saying a booktuber, we're going to be linking their channel, and then we're going to select a book based on them.
Based on them. Based on
our perception of them. Excuse me, make that very clear. Our perception of them.
Now, a couple things that are going to go with this. Obviously, we didn't have enough time in the day to get everyone that's in our our corner of the community. B, if you were mentioned in this, consider yourself tagged.
You are tagged.
And C, this is a tag that is malleable to your community.
Absolutely.
When you redo this tag, you do not have to use the booktubers that we have used.
You don't have to. And if you do,
look at us setting rules.
Look at us, the literati. If you do select the booktubers that we use, you do not have to give our little guideline with it. It's however you perceive them as a booktuber.
It's according to your want, not your expectation.
Oh, shut up. We would say, though, maybe you include us so we can hear how much people hate us.
We certainly did.
So, our first booktuber.
Yes.
For the booktuber, booktube, book tag. The restricted section.
Yeah.
Which we're going to say is a great read to relax with and to have a beer with.
Okay.
What do you have?
I have A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway.
Of course you do.
And I am pairing this with Peroni, which is an Italian beer. I think it's Peroni. I know you guys said you were in Missouri. I don't know if you have Hy-Vees where you're at, but I have always been able to find Peroni at Hy-Vee. And I paired that obviously because of the Italian connection.
Well, fair enough.
And I read that book with pasta and Peroni.
Well, I went the complete opposite.
Okay.
I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell by Tucker Max. I would pair this with a fine, lukewarm Pabst Blue Ribbon. And that's about the only thing that could wash down with that. Okay. Look at me taking shots already. This is lovely.
We love you guys at the restricted
We
section.
do. And that's the thing. We did this because we love all of these booktubers.
Yeah.
And we got to have a little fun with it.
Yeah.
So, number 2, Richard Denny.
Also, Richard Denny, we know that you don't do tags. So you're not tagged necessarily, but we're putting you in here.
Absolutely. Richard Denny.
Yes.
An edgy and opinionated book.
Mine, Letters to a Young Contrarian by Christopher Hitchens.
Look at you.
This is an establishing text. It establishes what a true contrarian is, down to the fact that Christopher Hitchens says in here, he's not a contrarian. What could be more contrarian?
I selected A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. This is one of my favorite books. This is very, anti, fight the man, whatnot. But it is a thinker. It is very edgy, and absolutely one of my favorites. So there you go. That's our Richard Denny. Craving Books.
Craving Books.
This is a book that terrifies you, but really makes you think.
I chose American Psycho by Bret, Easton, Ellis. This is not only one of my favorite books, I know it's one of hers as well, so I guess that defeats the purpose of sort of mentioning it as Craving Books, but I didn't know where else to go.
Well, fair enough. I selected Misery by Stephen King because that woman terrifies me. I don't, maybe it's a fine intelligence or an aptitude for terrifying books, but she gets misery.
You might be my favorite booktuber. I just want you to know. I want you to know that.
Coming up next. Someone who we owe a lot to,
near and dear to our hearts.
Near and dear. This is The Perks of Books. So we took the happy lucky, whatever. This is a book you can always rely on to cheer you up. Look at us.
The contrarian that I am, I did not go with a book but a short story.
Look at you.
Sea Oak by George Saunders, as I found in the Scribner Anthology of Contemporary Short Fiction, 50 North American Short Stories since 1970, revised and updated second edition. This is a short story that really, really hits you, but it's incredibly funny and incredibly entertaining, and you can't look away from it, just like Erica.
Fair enough. I gave her Slaughterhouse-Five.
Okay.
This is one of my all-time favorite books, a book that really got me into literature, much like she's drugged me into Booktube by continuing to remind me that, hey, we might be able to make this work. So, hey, thank you. You get one of my favorite novels for that purpose alone. The Boho Bookworm. This is a book that you're secretly in love with.
The Maltese Falcon by Dashiell Hammett. This copy of The Maltese Falcon I got from Patricia Donaher means a lot to me, and I am absolutely in love with this story and with Sam Spade and with everything that went into it.
The existential hero.
Possibly one of the original anti-heroes, right?
That is a beautiful copy, really.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I chose The Eye of the World, Robert Jordan. I have a complete affinity for science fiction novels. I love them. I've made fun of myself many times for being in love with them, and I don't like to say that very often. So that's my choice. Random book off the sci-fi shelf. Poland Banana Books.
Where are we going with this?
Poland Banana Books. This is someone who we have not interacted with yet. At this point, we hope not to because of. Oh no, we wouldn't say that.
Well, no, I wouldn't say, okay.
I would say is one of the largest booktubers that we have found.
One of the most successful.
250,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
look at that.
A lot of people.
So this is a hugely popular book that we don't understand.
Yeah. Interviews with the Vampire by Anne Rice.
Yeah.
Read that, incredibly popular, launched a woman's career. People seem to love it. I can't understand it. In fact, my favorite quote from the book, "We left it once, the next morning." Then you didn't leave it once. It was the next morning.
Did I ever tell you the story about when I read Interview with the Vampire?
No.
I was actually donating plasma because I was in college and I was broke.
Okay.
I was reading it. All of a sudden I'm like, got a weird irony taste. Vampire novel. It's just getting with me. At which point I'm like, out. They had to, flip me and everything. And
so 2 things from this. 1, you've passed out reading 2 books now.
That one doesn't count. I was literally draining myself of fluid.
2, I don't know that you understood or caught the irony by saying an irony taste in your mouth. Blood has an irony taste.
I give Poland Banana Books the Twilight series.
Why do you have Twilight?
This is actually New Moon because I couldn't find Twilight.
How many do you have?
I have all 4 of them.
Okay.
Because this is easily one of the most popular books of the last 10 years, and I don't understand why.
Then why do you have all 4 of them?
I had to read them for class.
Don't you lie to me.
Cadden's class.
I didn't have to read that in Cadden's class.
You had to read Twilight.
No.
That was assigned.
No.
You didn't do it.
We didn't have the same Cadden class.
And then I read it in Pop Lit.
No, we didn't.
No, maybe not Pop Lit. There was another class, though. But anyway, the Twilight Saga.
I think you're making things up.
Knowledge Lost. Now, I selected this one because this guy said he made it his goal to read a large amount of to-be-read books.
Yeah.
So this is a classic on your to-be-read list that you still need to read.
East of Eden by John Steinbeck.
Okay.
This comes very highly recommended by Erica from Perks of Books.
All right.
It is one that's... Steinbeck has an amazing knack for choosing titles, right? Of Mice and Men, East of Eden. These are titles that live with you, whether you've read the book or not.
Okay.
So the very mention of that title, years and years ago, right? I mean, it's a big book, right? It's out there.
All right.
I knew I needed to read it from then, which was probably high school. I don't even have a copy.
Well, that's disappointing. We're going to fix that.
Yeah.
I gave him Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. I've always wanted to read this book. I've talked about it before, and I've never conquered it. So I think that is a classic that's probably on a top 100, classics that you must read. So that was my decision.
Okay.
Peter Clarke, the writer. This is a book that inspires you to get out and write.
I chose You Get So Alone at Times That It Just Makes Sense by Charles Bukowski because I can't smell this book without needing to write. I can't look at it without needing to write. Just every line in here is going someplace, which isn't necessarily the case with all of the Bukowski poems that I've read, but this book to me, maybe it's just where I was at the time, was especially pertinent.
Fair enough. I have Ernest Hemingway, A Moveable Feast. Because if there is a story that makes you want to be a writer, it is Hemingway living in Paris. Walking the streets talking about, well, I should go back up to the typewriter and get some pages done, but not today because I'm enjoying life. Hemingway is the quintessential writer I want to be. Not stylistically as in his writing, because that's unachievable.
But you want to commit
That
suicide with a
atmosphere.
double barrel.
Well, that too. All right.
Is it not strange that writer's biography and autobiography really makes you want to write in a way that oftentimes even their writing does not?
Well, it's that being enveloped in that fantasy of the writer's lifestyle, that bohemian spirit of walking the streets of Paris, drinking in the French lifestyle, and going up to your typewriter in your attic with a skylight. It's that style.
And I think this is part of the reason why On Writing by Stephen King has lived so long and been so...
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's half of each. So yeah, I think that works too.
Elizabeth Bookbabble. This is a young adult read with edge and style.
Zane's Trace by Alan Wolfe.
Look at that, something I've read.
Yeah, I'm not sure... I read this years and years ago, and I only have an impression of it. But that impression stays strong with me.
Okay.
It is something that I did not see coming. It's something that was very stylistic, and I enjoyed it.
All right. I have Looking for Alaska by John Green. See link above.
I should have known.
Come on. This has always been one of my favorites. We knew about this before we read it. So, that's what I've got.
Okay.
Drunken Library. This is a fun book that still has some zingers.
I chose The Catcher in the Rye by
right.
J.D. Salinger. We did a review on this book. I really enjoyed it. At parts, there were other parts that were hard to get into. I did not like the character at first, not saying anything about The Drunken Library. But yeah, that was my choice.
Okay. I went with The Help by Kathryn Stockett. Reason I went with that is one of the few, I'm going to say, pop-lit books that I've read recently. I think it was a good book. It was fun, but it still had a lot of insightful message in there.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going with that. I think it had some zingers. From the Dusty Bookshelf. Now this is a super intelligent read that you're only pretty sure that you understand.
Mine was Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. I read it off of recommendation, and it was a really moving piece, but I'm not sure I understood the entire literary importance.
Okay.
But I really liked it, and I think it's one that, if you are into sci-fi, will help pull you towards the literary spectrum.
I think I should read it. I think I should. I chose Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. Now this book is entitled The Power of Thinking Without Thinking. And I don't know what that means, and in that sense alone, I think that's appropriate.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
that's what I got.
Gotcha.
Finally, Strip Cover Lit. Now, we were very humble with this selection and our opinion of this channel, but this is a sexy, well-spoken, damn near perfect book.
It makes total sense.
It does. Very humble, too.
In a very humble way. Very
well
modest.
done, well done. Who do you have for Strip Cover Lit, Adrian?
I have Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, which we may or may not be getting to a review very soon.
Is that a book that I suggested?
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
Oh, Lord, you like something I suggested.
In fact, I internalized it to the point where Dalton has nothing to do with it.
I like this so much he couldn't have picked this. For you, I chose Fight Club.
Did I suggest that?
For you, did you suggest Fight Club? I think I did. I said we have to do it. But you were the one who got me to read this first and foremost. So, do we need to say anything more that we haven't said already about Fight Club?
Or us?
Sexy, damn near perfect. Fight Club. So,
Consider yourselves tagged.
this has been the Booktubers Booktube Book Tag.
Yes.
Like we said before, take your favorite booktubers, take us, plug us in somewhere, give us a book that you think would sum us up, and tag them, and just go to town with this one. Have fun with it. It's all supposed to be in good fun, really. Isn't that how this works?
Poke some people.
Oh, we didn't poke anybody in this, did we?
Poked a few bears.
Oh, no, we didn't. Anyway, comment down below. Let us know what you think of our list and our ridiculous style of tagging people, because we don't know how the internet works. Make sure you definitely hit that like and subscribe button.
Follow us on Twitter @StrippedCover and on Facebook @StrippedCoverLit.
Look at that.
It's a 20-minute fucking video.